Okay, so what we want to go over today is a general idea of what the workflow is in Lightspeed. So how do we take things from customer standing in front of us to making sure that, and let's say we have it in stock or we don't have something in stock, what the workflow is so we can get the item back to the customer. So let's start with an existing customer. Let's say that they actually exist. So we come up into customers and click that, and we find the customer's name by first or last. And let's say it's me. This is my kid cute. And we can do a new invoice here out of the customer card if we want to, or we can go up top and click on the new invoice screen. But let's just do a new invoice from here so we can see it all. And let's say we're going to sell them a Rico Royal Reed, something that's in stock here, a box of 2.5, and we've given them the discount of 35%. Why not? And then we're going to sell them something that's not in stock. Let's say it's a PT900. I don't know if that exists. It is a Timbali stand. So we're going to sell them this, but you can see that it's not in stock right now. But we're still on an invoice. And the reason we want to do this on an invoice is that because we want to take their money for the item today, all right? If it was an item that we didn't care about having in stock on a regular basis, like the reeds, we could put that on an invoice or on an order, not collect their money until they show up. But on most special order things, I want the money up front. So you'll notice that it gives us the little red triangle here that says it's out of stock. That's something on here is out of stock, and it shows you which one it is. When that's the case, what we do is we come up here into the quantity and quantity back order. So the quantity BO is not bad smell, but how many we want to back order. And so we flip-flop our numbers. So the quantity that we're selling is 0, the quantity we're back ordering is 1. Now you'll notice that even though this thing is $175, the total sell is at 0 right now out here. And it still shows that our invoice total is $30.56. That's fine. So let's say that this is everything that they want today. We're going to save this. And it asks you, this invoice is back orders. Would the customer like to prepay for them? Yes, they would. And then what we can do is we can come in and take their money for it. So let's say it's cash, and let's say they paid us, and because you notice the $30.56 here, the amount total though is the $216.50. Because we told the computer they were going to prepay for it, it's got the $216.50 here. So we're going to save that because they paid us that in cash. All right, we're not done. Right now, if we close this invoice out, nothing is telling me at this point that we need to order it. So let's go show you where that exists. For me, under purchasing, I have actions and order requests. And in the order requests is where we see those special orders pop up. But you can see right now that our Timbali is not in here. All right? So we want to come back into our normal invoice and click on order. All right, so you got to click on that button right there. See that? Mm-hmm. So we click on the button that says order right there. And that generates a new order for the customer. And all you have to do is hit save and close the darn thing. And now, when we come back here into order request, we'll refresh our screen. Ta-da! Timbali stands. We know that I need to actually order the thing. Cool. All right. So now let's go look at. So we're going to close this out for now and pretend that that's not there. And let's take a look at what we do from there. This is a Pearl item. So what I would do is I would generate a new purchase order for Pearl. And I would have to save this. And then what I can do is I can come up here and grab this Timbali stand and drag it over to our purchase order, and it shows up on our purchase order. And then I would save this purchase order. It says don't have the codes for it. Great, fine, no problem. I would save this, and then I would email this over to Jason O'Keefe, our rep currently at Pearl. Then, when we receive that, we would bring this in, check the cost of the Timbali stand, hopefully it'd be like $75 or whatever, against the invoice. We would save that. and then we would come into receiving um, and receive the product. Now you'll notice in the purchase order that we have this little triangle here. This is how we know that this has an order for it. We can actually pull that order up directly from there. So we would receive the product and create a supplier invoice for it. Print the supplier invoice, attach that to the bill of sale from the supplier. And then we would come back into our purchase order, print this out. And because this is already received, we can just simply ask it to reserve inventory for this product. And then that salesperson would know that they've got their orders in and can call the customer, or in our small of a store, as soon as you receive it, call the customer and tell them that it's here. Okay? Mm-hmm. So what we've done is we've got it here, and now we're going to call the customer from this order and tell them that it's there. And we are going to now, and they've shown up, standing here in front of us. Now we're going to hand them this item, but right now it's still in stock. We need to get rid of it. So you would click on invoice. And of course, because we haven't received it, it's telling me that's out of stock. But then we would save the item, come into payments, and apply this credit. Telling me I can't save it because I haven't saved it. See, and here again, it's telling me that it's out of stock because we haven't received it. But I could apply this credit, which would be the money from the original invoice, onto this, and then we're done. Okay, so the biggest step of this is in that original invoice, we have to click that order button. If we don't click that order button, I don't see it out here in my ordering.
Okay.
Questions, comments, malfunctions?
I had an order today that was for those 3 ukuleles for, her name was Trisha.
So that came from Chesbro. And sort of Chesbro by Tate.
Yep.
That one it. So in this purchase order, we had Diamond Head ukuleles brown 3. So when you received those, you knew that there was an order for it. You could click on this, and when you brought this up, you could have clicked on reserve inventory for this product. That way nobody else in the store could have sold it out from underneath this customer.
Mm-hmm. Now how do I, so now because it was a new setup, I haven't done the transfer of her credit to her standing invoice.
All right, so this customer has an invoice of those 3?
Yes.
All right, so let's go into her history. So what we probably should have done is taken it from here. Why were... So she got 2 more browns today.
Mm-hmm.
So what we should be able to do is from this order here, from her order, click on invoice, these 2 here, save it, and apply the credit.
Gotcha.
Take those right there, and she's done. She actually owes me 1 more penny. Why is that? Well, I'll take care of that later. But that's the way we should have done it. Is we should have, when she's going from it, look at the order that it came in on, and everything has to go from order out. That's the way the workflow is designed, and that's the way the money is designed to flow. So what we still need to do for her is come into this invoice and get rid of it. So I'm going to do a return on this invoice. Yes. No, that's not really what we want to do, is it?
Would you have to do a new invoice and cancel out the back order one? Or, well, no.
So what cash did she pay you today?
She didn't. She paid everything up front. That's why she had the credit.
Oh, so you went back to her original invoice and put the other ones on it?
No, it was already on. That's how it was when I looked at it today. With the 2 back ordered. And it's already been exported, so that's what it is.
Let's just take another quick look at her. I'm going to get rid of this guy here. Refresh this, we can see the paid one too. It moved it. No, it did not. Yeah, so right now we've used her credit, so it's only showing that we've got to deal with the penny. So we don't need to do anything with our other invoice.
Okay.
Because what we did is we ran through the workflow.
Right. Okay.
All right, so let's recap this.